Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger alongside Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Cleve has been in the real estate business longer than anyone that has ever lived on the face of the earth and had the longest running radio show
in the world.
I think so. For anyone. So that's a pretty grandiose statement.
How much I get paid to do that show is another question.
It is another question.
I've been in negotiations with corporate for about 20 years now. They still don't see it my way. But anyway, Bruce, we're in the holidays. It's funny. I hear some people talk, and I know it happens up north if they're fighting snowdrift, sales slow down. Sure. But I am having my best fourth quarter ever. And it's like people are calling me, and the funny part about this market, it's good. And it's still doing well. Seller's market, less than a month of inventory. Inventory's holding steady at the same number of homes, about 3,300 homes for the last 7-8 months. But I have people calling me now that were listed and don't know why they didn't sell. Right. Their listings run out, and they're calling me going, hey, I don't know what happened. And I'm going out to see them, and I'm like, the problem to me is staring me straight in the face. They didn't have a good marketer working for them. They didn't have a good stager working for them. They didn't have a realtor that knew experience. They just kind of picked a pie-in-the-sky price and weren't told all the parts of a sale, the important parts of getting the house ready. And they also weren't quite ready for what's going to happen next. The other house, they're wondering about how they're going to get the next home. They weren't told about the process. And that's what we do at Loveland Properties. You can't click a button on a computer screen and figure out, how do I sell my house, buy the next home, but I might need a lease back. They won't take my offer. You can't do that unless you've got some experience.
A lot of people think it's a lot easier than it really is, and that, hey, what do I need a realtor for? I can just put my house on the internet and sell it, right?
Because we'll get you about 20% more.
Well, first of all, 90% of homes that go for sell by owner end up selling with a real estate agent.
Yep.
We already know that's a national fact for the National Association of Realtors. However, you could sell your home for sale by owner, but let's talk about the pros and the cons, okay? So could you actually save a real estate commission? If you were able to get a full price offer, you might save a real estate commission. All right? So let's say we have no fake news. We're just going to do it. We're going to lay it all out there. Here's the cons. Who's coming through your house? Okay? Who's coming through your house?
I really don't know.
You have no idea. Here's another thing. When you go to a real estate professional, what's the first thing the realtor asks you for? Do you have a pre-approval letter?
Yep.
Can I see a copy of your pre-approval letter?
Yep.
Then you would call the lender and ask them questions. Now, if you're selling for sale by owner, you don't have anybody to do that.
Well, that's the thing. You could ask the buyer that, and they might go, well, that's offensive. I'm not letting you know my
personal
financials. Or the
buyer just gives you a bogus pre-approval letter.
And I've had that happen, too. I had one a couple months ago. I got listed, and turns out they found out at the very end, the buyer had said they were going to buy their home, wasn't trying to buy their home, was trying to sell the contract for $30,000 more to an out-of-state investor.
Right.
Because he learned that in some real estate seminar.
Right.
That he paid a couple grand
seminar,
for.
Right.
So anyway.
An assignable contract. Yep. So listen, here's the thing. If you're going to have surgery, go to somebody that's done the surgery a lot of times before. Mm-hmm. Don't go to the doctor that's never performed the surgery before. Yep. You don't go to a dentist to get knee surgery.
Yep.
Right. You go to a real estate agent that's got the experience, the time-tested experience, and then you're going to get the right results. You get what you pay for.
Yep, you do. And literally, Bruce, it's funny because like all the lenders out there, your rates are all about the same.
They're all about
the same.
Yeah.
But what isn't the same is the experience of the person looking at and gathering all the information. And one thing you guys are relentless at, when a buyer gets you everything you ask for, and you ask for 5 to 10 different things, whatever you might ask for, and then you look at that and say, I need a couple more things. When you guys are relentless in getting that information in, and where other lenders are like, oh, looks good, I'll deal with this later on.
Right. And
that's what causes trucks in the in the driveway, and nobody closing, and we don't know what happened, and the file's still in underwriting.
You have a good point. You have a very good point, because what happens is, and I have had clients say, hey, listen, Bruce, I got pre-qualified by another lender, and they didn't ask me for near as much documents. That is the first sign that your deal is probably going to fall apart, because you have to get the documents up front. We all need the same things.
Yeah.
Like the documents that I need are no different than Bank of America or Rocket Mortgage or Wells Fargo or you name your company. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac set the guidelines. The bank doesn't make up what documents they're gonna want. Now, the interpretation of the documents can be a little different, but get the documents up front. Is it a little bit more of a headache to get everything up front? It might be. Will it protect you and save you later on? Yes. And once I've got your documents, then you can enjoy the experience with you, the real estate agent. You know, I look at being in the mortgage business is completely different than Cleve's job of being in the real estate business. So listen, here's Cleve. Cleve gets to sell you the beautiful neighborhood with the summer kitchen, the brand new countertops, the beautiful backyard, the fenced in so your kids and your dog can run around. Here's what Bruce has got to do. Hey, listen, I got to talk to you about that short sale that you had a couple of years ago, right? Okay, I noticed there's a collection on your credit report. We got to go over that. Okay.
Yeah, credit
By
card
the way,
for,
you were divorced. I need a copy of the divorce.
Yeah.
So listen, it's good cop, bad cop, but you have to have both.
But the difference is, I love your fast track system. When you get all that information from somebody and you can say they're fast tracked, that's priceless when that buyer you're working with, and I have that buyer, and they're going up against 3 or 4 other offers. And that's what's just
my buyers win the winning offer more than most lenders too. If you would like to talk to me, you want to get pre-approved for your financing, you want to stop renting and become a homeowner in 2022, pick up the phone and call me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Cleve, how do they reach you?
407-352-8118 for one of the busiest agents in Central Florida.
And do you have a website?
I do. CleveLoveland.com or LovelandReport.com.
All right, that's great. Now, one other thing I want to mention quickly is that next week, next Friday night, I am the proud sponsor of the K92.3 All-Star Jam.
Oh, cool.
All right. And it's going to be an amazing event. There's 7 country artists showing up, Jake Owens being the headliner of the whole thing. It's an intimate event. It's not like a giant concert. It's more of an intimate event. It's going to be at the Additions Arena at UCF. And I happen to have 2 pair of tickets that I'm going to give away to my callers. But you have to text me at 407-250-9144. The Lone Arranger. You text the Lone Arranger to that phone number, and I'll put you in a drawing. I'm giving 2 pairs of tickets away.
Sounds like a good time.
The event. Yep, it's going to be a lot of fun.
No, I'm not really a country music guy.
No, you're not.
Do you guys have a mosh pit there?
Yeah, there is a mosh pit.
There's a country mosh pit.
It's in the men's room in the back of the arena.
I'm a little more heavy metal hard rock,
right?
So a little 80s rock.
But so another thing that I wanted to mention that I thought was really good news is that we got the announcement yesterday that FHA has raised their loan limits to $420,680.
Like 3 years ago, they were 300, weren't they?
They were 350, and they're 358 right now. I mean, this has gone up a considerable amount.
Yeah.
So, but what does that do for an individual? How does that come into play? Well, if you don't have excellent credit, an FHA loan is a great alternative that still offers really attractive interest rates.
Yeah.
They also allow you, like I don't have credit score requirements on my FHA loans.
Yeah.
I don't. Most lenders do 620, 640. Some will go as low as 620. I don't have a credit score limitation on my FHA loans. I am direct lender. I underwrite it. If I got an approval, you're going to close. But here's what that does for a client that's running in the $435,000 purchase price. You can get an FHA loan now for 3.5% down.
Yeah.
At $435,000.
So let's say with your cost, you're probably, it's hard to get sellers to pay costs in this market. So let's say you're about, less than 6% down. You're $20,000, $25,000. You're into a beautiful home.
You're into almost a $500,000 house.
I mean, 2 years ago, if you had $300,000, I'm like, we can get you a house.
Right.
I can get you a house now, but it might not be that great house. It's going to be a starter home. Might be too small. I was just talking to one of our good buddies. Actually, was the air conditioning guy. Now he's our car guy, Rory. And Rory was talking about he's got 4 kids, and they're in a house where there's 6 people in 1,500 square feet. And I'm like, you need a new home. He's going to watch our seminar on wealth building on how we do the leapfrog process. Rent the old house, buy the new one. But it's a great way to get in. And we figured the payment on that too, right?
About $2,750, including taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance, everything. $2,750 on a $438,000 house.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, but I'm guessing that because all the news is out, the rents are going up, right? I'm guessing that on a house that's $438,000 that you would rent would probably be about that same rent and going up. I don't know. I know the average rent is running around $1,600, and that's for like a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can get your own home and own your own home at the same price that you're going to pay for rent payment.
And I know our appreciation's been on fire, so that house you buy for $420, it's not going to be $480 by the end of the year, but it's going to be $480 within 4 years, 3, 4, 5 years.
Even if it's going up 3% per year. Now we're doing what, 15, 20%?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you had a $438,000 house and it goes up only 3%, that means it's going up almost $16,000 per year at 3%.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's $31,000 at 6%.
Yep.
I mean, come on. Right now, I don't see us going less than 6% right now. Do you?
I don't see it slowing down.
I don't see it slowing down. So even at 6%, so you're going to make $31,000 in a year, more than likely in appreciation, and your cash out of pocket was about that much.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit less.
No, it only makes sense to get your new home. If you already have a home, great. You took the first step. Now let's have to take the second step. Let's make you a landlord this year. We'll talk more about that after the break.
We can do that on the next break. If you'd like to reach Cleve, he can come in and do a personal evaluation of your house, tell you how to stage it, how to get it ready for sale. You can reach Cleve and his team at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. or cleveloveland.com. If you have questions or you'd like to get approved for your financing, you want to check out refinancing, how to get rid of PMI, or how to buy a home in 2022, which is my theme. I'm super committed to helping more first-time home buyers than I've ever helped in my entire career in 2022. You go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com, or you can call or text me at 407-250-9144. And don't forget, if you're trying to get tickets to the All-Star Jam on Friday night, then you're going to need to text me, the Lone Arranger, at that same number. Now, when we come back from the next break, I want to talk a little bit about, Cleve, about helping people that may want to become real estate investors. And I don't mean these seminars where you pay $800 or $1,500 on a weekend and they show you how to buy a house with no money down and it doesn't really work, right? How to really do it and have success doing it, where you're having other people create wealth for you so that you can retire wealthy.
Love my tenants.
I want to talk a little bit about that, because as rents are going up, what's happening is, if you are becoming a landlord, you have a built-in pool of guaranteed renters. Yeah. And you can be more selective because there's a lack of rental properties out there.
Yeah, there definitely is. It's actually, that inventory is tighter than the homes for sale, just about.
Absolutely.
And you look around, I mean, Orlando's going to keep growing. We've got no boundaries. We're just going to keep sprawling.
We're going to go from Daytona to Tampa, and back around through Yeehaw Junction or someplace. I don't know. All right. So, again, if you'd like to reach Cleve, call him at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. Or go to cleveloveland.com. For the Lone Arranger is 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Love to help more first-time home buyers in the year 2022. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of Cleve Loveland and the Lone Arranger Radio Show.